Well, hello and welcome to Knife Delights, and welcome to kind of a special rendition of Roadside Rambles. I happen to be out of state right now, so a lot of the scenery though will look the same. I'm in Illinois, another big farming state, and we're in a county park right now. Just taking a leisurely drive on an early Friday morning here. Had to leave town and come and visit some family down here. As we go along, there's a covered bridge we're going to be going through. This really is a nice little county park. So my wife's family has some health issues, let's say, and so we've come down to try to help them out just a little bit, and they're going to need some help for a while. And I think Mrs. KD is going to be staying with her sister down here to help her recuperate and help her out with some things. But it was kind of a last minute decision to come down here, the way the events unfolded. Nice little river here. So here we are. Very nice scenery. Of course, we're about several hundred miles south of where I live, so down here everything's already starting to green up pretty good. And they've had a lot of rain in this area. The rivers are swollen, and I think they've had a little bit of flooding. So they're getting along pretty good down here. So I wanted to talk to you today about a kind of a fun little ordeal I went through. And it involves purchasing a knife. Now, as y'all know, when we tried to ship knives from the States here to overseas locations or outside our borders, we can have a problem with customs, and or the knife being illegal or whatever. The knives get lost, the knives get confiscated. So when I had my international drawing, when I hit 2,000 subs, I did a drawing for international viewers, and one of the viewers was from Great Britain. And so I was able to order a knife through Heine Haynes and, have it delivered to him in the whole 9 yards. And it was pretty painless. So rather than buying a knife here and trying to mail it there and spend the money on the postage and then have it confiscated or lost or what have you, I knew that way the knife was going to get there. Well, my good friend Singing Toad, I wanted to get him a knife, and I wanted it to be a special knife, somewhat special anyway. And so I come across a Case knife distributor in Canada, and when you go to the website, it's red and white cedar. And so he sells wood primarily, but he also is a case knife dealer. And so I contacted him, and I'll put a link to his website down here in the description box when I have a chance. And so what you do is you email him. When you go to his website, he's got a box there, and you can contact him kind of like email, and then you can choose what case knife you want ordered. Now here's the funny part, because it ended up being kind of a comedy. Because I picked out a knife, and he said that, we're kind of emailing back and forth. So I picked out a knife, and he said, yep, he can get this and that, and he can get it ordered. And so I asked him how much it would be in US dollars, and he came back and he said he got the knife ordered, and it was going to be $183 US. And folks, I was just like, wow. I knew knew it'd be a little more expensive ordering through Canada, but $183 for a 60-some dollar knife. And I'm like, wow. And I went to Mrs. KD with my head hung down low. I says, honey, I gotta tell you, I ordered this knife and it's gonna be $183. I'm gonna try to cancel the order. So I emailed back, and the man's name is Robert or Bob, and I emailed him back. I says, I know you've already ordered the knife. Is it, too late to cancel it? He says, no, that's no problem. I said, I apologize, but that was a little more than, what I expected to spend. He said he understood. So an hour or two later, I get an email back from him, and he says, by the way, I made a mistake in my calculations in doing the conversions. He said I converted it 2 times and this and that. And he says, how does $83 US sound? I said, much, much better. Let's do it. So for that medium Texas Jack that I got for Singing Toad, it cost a total of $83. So he placed the order, he orders it, he gets it, and he ships it. So that was the total price. Now, I think on our discount websites, this case knife was somewhere in the $60 range, I believe, 60, 65, somewhere. So I paid a total of $83. But when you figure out that's tax and that's shipping included, I think that was a pretty fair price. And again, I know we're going to pay a little more because of exchange rates and stuff like that, buying in Canada and things, but I thought that was a pretty fair price. So anyway, he got the knife, he got it ordered, and Singing Toad did receive it here a week or 2 ago. Oh, there's a nice little mallard duck down there. Let me see if I can zoom in on him. Where'd he go? There he is. Yep, draking her in. So, folks, it made the whole process very painless. I didn't try to figure out if I had to try to buy the knife and then pay for the postage to get it to Canada, and then worry about it being lost in customs or confiscated or this and that. It was worth any little extra that I might have had to pay. So any channels out there or anyone out there that wants to get a case knife to someone up in Canada, why, I would recommend going through Robert here. He was very helpful, very kind, and as a matter of fact, I think he's going to start carrying another line of knives, and as I'm recording this, I can't remember what that line is, but they're more of a high dollar out of New Mexico, like custom knives, but they were beautiful. So I want to say thanks to Robert for helping me through all of this. Oh yeah, the other funny thing is, he asked if I could pay using a certain system, and again, I forget what that system is called, but it seems to be quite common in Canada. Somehow you go in and the money gets transferred from your bank account to their bank account or something. And I tried to figure out how to do it here, and I couldn't get it done, and I was frustrated. And we went back and forth a few times. He says, hey, just send me a check. So that's what I ended up doing. I mailed him a check for $83 US. And it all worked out in the end. It was a good transaction. The Singing Toad got his knife, and he was well deserving of getting a knife like that. And I was very happy to be able to do that for him. So he had sent me a Spyderco Ambitious, I think is the model number. And I just wanted to repay him for his kindness. And the Toad just went over 1,000 subs, so he's doing well. Ken at Last Chance Knives, he just went over 1,000 subs. He's doing well. So the state of the knife community is, everything is going very well, I think. Well, thanks so much, everyone, for hearing me ramble on here just a little bit on this special edition. And I wish everybody to have a very delightful day and a very delightful week. And God bless. Until next time, have a very delightful day.